I first went to visit the rabbi in his home, and this was, at the beginning, 8-9 years ago, I was in his office, and up on the wall were all these files. And I'd never been in a clergyman's office before, so you kind of don't touch anything, and there was files on different subjects, and right in the middle was this file that was marked God. That's all it said, it was just God. And every time I would come there, I would always look up, and there's a file on God, Just to notice it was a little bigger than all the other files, But I never opened it, and we never went into it. But after the Reb died, and after I delivered the eulogy, which was the whole sort of crescendo of the story, I did go back to the house, and I did get the file on God off the shelf. And I remember I held it in my hand, and I was a little nervous. I thought, well, this is a little like Indiana Jones, when you open the ark or whatever, something's going to come out. And I really wished that the Reb was there with me at the time to do it. And I finally, got the nerve and took the top off, and he was there with me, because inside this file were hundreds and hundreds of pieces of paper, notes, clippings, questions in his handwriting, little markings that he'd made over the years, things circled, parables and whatever, about God and God's existence. And I realized that in that moment, that was sort of the whole point of what he was trying to teach me about faith, that, God isn't in a box. If God were in a box and it was so simple we could just open up to make sure he was there, we wouldn't need faith. We just could see it. Well, there's God, and he fits in a box. The whole idea is the journey. The whole idea is the questions. The whole idea of believing in God is all those little notes and things and thoughts that you have and wonderful imaginings and trying to understand and grappling with the mystery of it and why God doesn't always do this but does sometimes do that and works in such amazing ways sometimes here and then seemingly doesn't do what you want at other times, and why is all that? And it all requires this journey of faith. And that's what my time with both of these men was about. It was about the journey. It wasn't about having the answers. Not going to probably have the answers until we're done. But the journey itself is worth it. And the file on God was worth it. And waiting to find out what was in it was worth it. And I think if people can look at faith that way, that it's part of this ongoing journey, that tomorrow you may learn more about it than you did. There might be one more piece of paper in that file, or you might end up with another question that goes in that file, but that's the beauty of it. That's the great big question that God asks us is, do you believe, will you believe, despite what might happen, that I'm here and I'm watching over you and this is not all an accident? And if you can, it's an amazing trip. And I was glad that I waited until that point to open that file, and it's educating me even still to this day, what was in it, because I'm still on that journey.